This is Brian of Trifonic, and it's been a little while. It's been a busy year so far, so I'm going to try to update things more regularly and get some really excellent special guests as well. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about melody and harmony. I want to go back to the remix I did for Heck for his track With Angels. Which I did a while ago, but it actually just came out about a week ago. So one thing that's kind of interesting about it is this bridge section, which is kind of a big change of what comes before it. So let me play that for you, and then I'll talk through what I was thinking. Okay, so as you can hear, it's sort of a big change that happens around here. And before that, and like I talked about in one of the previous videos where I used this song, is as trying to have a call and response between the bass and drums and essentially all the different sounds and sound design. So everything's interactive in a very tight, technical way. But this track is called With Angels, and it's, I wanted some angelic quality to come through at some point to contrast the really technical stuff before it. So I wanted it to change keys, and then I figured I had two choices. I could go bigger and heavier and more epic, or go in a more melodic and beautiful direction. Typically, I try not to go heavier because that's not necessarily my specialty. I like big and nasty, but it works better in terms of as a contrast to things that are beautiful, so that the heavy stuff feels heavier against something beautiful and vice versa. So I started to explore this little, a couple of different, basically, melodies. So I'll play them for you here. It's this sculpture sound, this electric bass, and this synth bass here. So let me play those for you. So notice how each of those together they all form chords basically to create harmony, but individually they're all just individual melodies. And the reason why is in music this busy, where there's so much going on, it's really hard to have like big blocky chords that any instrument is playing, because it usually just takes up too much space. So I sort of borrowed from basically, well, two different things. Like really early music, before sort of the Western tonal harmony was fully formalized. There's a lot of choral music where it had what sounds to our ears now as pretty modern harmony, and it was mainly composed of like modal melody lines coming together into different harmonies. So it was known as modal harmony. And I always loved the sound of it. I thought it sounds very modern, and then ironically also like indie rock music, the like Sonic Youth and I don't know, Dinosaur Jr. and all that kind of stuff. It usually ends up using a lot of that kind of modal harmony as well, where it's like it's not these big major or minor chords or extended chords. It's like melodies coming together to make really unique harmonies, and so that was sort of the approach here. So I had this Cure inspired electric bass part here. I'll just play the second. Sorry, I know it's over to the left. So this is one of the melodic parts, and that works with this deep bass part. They make harmonies. Right, and then you add in this sculpture part on top, and it harmonizes with those other two melodies. And then I doubled that sculpture with like a version of itself that's gated. So as you can see, those are all just individual single note lines. There's no chords happening, but when they come together, they form different harmonies. And the reason why I like to do that as well is sometimes the chords I'll come up with, like when I'm trying to actually bang out a chord progression, I don't know, I'll play the same chord progressions over and over that I'm tired of. So when I force myself to just play melodic lines that are simple, and then harmonize it and basically improvise it until I come up with something good, I'll come up with unexpected harmonies that I won't think of normally just by plonking out chords. And so that's what happened in this case, with this Cure-ish bass sound, and the sculpture part came up with some unexpected harmonies, and then with this deeper bass part too, like it was just thinking about melody, not thinking of how necessarily they're all going to come together, but just listening and continuing to write it. And it ended up being really cool, and it ends up being a nice contrast to all the technical and crazy stuff beforehand. So anyway, that's basically what I want to talk about in this video, and hopefully there'll be a lot more soon. Thanks.